Hey guys, so this is gonna be kind of a special thing I'm just trying out. It's not so much a 10 list, more as kind of a little rant that involves different stuff that you can kind of say would be a 10 list, but it's not officially like a top 10 list. Plus, also, I think that it could easily be multiple things. But it's also kind of an opinion thing where I think it's also kind of raining on a soapbox about stuff. If you read from the title, of course you know what it is. It is some of the stuff that I'm seeing in games that really kind of piss me off. Um, Also some in movies, because some of these have also become a trope in movies. Um, so let's just kick it and see where it goes. Um, so first off, everybody hates this whenever it comes to fucking survival horror type games. The fucking flashlight. Like, everybody's made a joke on this and it's not funny, and people still fucking put this shit in their goddamn games. It's your flashlight apparently in almost every fucking game somehow is the worst flashlight of all time. I don't care who you are, like where you find it, it is always the worst fucking flashlight known to man. Because it doesn't illuminate shit, it doesn't last worth shit, and while it illuminates a little bit in front of you, it doesn't actually work like a proper fucking flashlight. Um Real life examples. If you want to know what a flashlight's like, your cell phone has a flashlight on it. So what I want you to do is, you got a chance, or you can watch Markiplier. He recently did a thing on the world's strongest flashlight, which kind of proves this because he was in a completely pitch black room when he did it. So look up Markiplier world's strongest flashlight. It's a recent video he did. Um, where he basically was doing a joke of all these companies were doing the say they had the world's strongest flashlight and he was testing them out. Um, and then eventually, I'm not going to ruin it. Basically found one that he can claim would be like that, which was bright as fuck, and he wasn't even like on the max setting for it. But let's put it like this: I could go into a completely pitch black room or be in outside when it's dead black at night, where like no light whatsoever, like the moon's not even like shining. Turn on a flashlight, I'm going to get sub illumination to where if I'm in a dark room, it's going to illuminate the whole room. It's not going to illuminate one pinpoint spot and everything else is going to be black. I will at least be able to see stuff around me and stuff on the walls and stuff like that. And I'll have like kind of a ring of light around me, so to speak. Um in games, they somehow make it to where it's this pinpoint thing of light, and if the light's not shining on it, then it doesn't exist in that game's reality of what lighting should be, and it kind of pisses me off on that. And it's just like, I know it's more for like atmospheric stuff, but it kind of pisses me off when I see that, when it's like, how the fuck do you get these flashlights that also burn through batteries like no other, like no flashlight does before? And it's just like, oh look, within a couple seconds it's dead, and it's like, fuck that. I could rant on that for days. Number two, said I wasn't gonna do numbers, but yeah, number two so far is I hate suppressors in video games and movies, because I don't know when this started or how many people believe this, because it's in games and movies, so it has to fucking work. But if you know in real life, um suppressors don't work that way. true, it will mask the sound, but it's not something where I can go behind like a dude with like in a crowded room and it'd be like and like they won't notice. A suppressor doesn't work that way. I want to find one that actually works that way because I've never heard one that actually works that way. Um, and it's like insane. Like I know, like in James Bond games, it's like pew, 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 pew. And it's like no, nothing works that fucking way. You always hear if you see the suppressor on a weapon when somebody fires it in a video that's an actual like realistic version of it. It changes the noise signature, but it's not making the sound drop to a level where nobody can hear it. Even with subsonic ammo, which I'm gonna guarantee you, how most of these games are portraying their shit, you're not using subsonic ammo. Especially if you're in that game where you got a suppressor on and you're just picking up random ammo. You're not getting subsonic ammo because subsonic ammo is specifically made for certain things and also is used to drastically reduce um noise signature while used with the suppressor. There's a reason why the 9 millimeter that the Russians use in that AK suppressed sniper variant, I think the VSV, is a common thing. Because it lowers the noise signature, but you can still audibly hear that. Um, was it Brandon Herrera did a thing on it where he's bringing up subsonic ammo and the comparison between that where you can tell a significant difference between it being fired, but you can still hear it. Versus it being fired with regular ammo, and you can hear a distinct difference. I may link some of the videos down in the description, or you can just look it up. Brendan Herrera's the AK guy. But he did do a video where he's bringing up, oh look, we can't find subsonic like 7.62 by 39. Oh wow, somebody actually made a bunch of it. And he's doing a comparison. Basically what they're describing with the suppressors is it makes it where you don't have to wear like ear pro. Um, well, I would say it'll be safe. You can say relatively safe for you not to wear ear pro. I know a lot of people still do because it still makes a loud sound, but you can clearly tell when they're firing it. It is nowhere close to this magical level of bullshit that some of these games actually put out. And I love how I'm 7 minutes into this and I'm only on number two. Um, because how pissed off I get at this. In some games, I have literally heard it sound quieter than a fucking paintball gun. Where it's like, and it's like, the fuck is that? And that's a dude who's played paintball since 2005 and like it's been on and off in more recent years, but for multiple years and since 2005, like was like heavy into paintball and can tell you a paintball gun, while not being as loud as a real gun, still makes quite a big sound, and people can actually. And I know people were able to hear my Ego '07 back in the day across field. Um, I don't think it's as substantial as if you're hearing across the field where somebody's shooting, but you can kind of hear where people are shooting from at times. If they're the only person shooting. Um, but typically you're seeing where the balls are coming from, like their lanes and stuff. But that's a different video where we can talk about paintball shit. Um, Number three. This is something that people always complain when we bring up. I hate stupid microtransactions in games. And it's that thing where I don't mind microtransactions in games where it seems like they actually gave an effort or gave a fuck about it. But it's in some games, I'm going to give out Fallout 76 a huge shout out because they're doing it horribly. Their store has a lot of stuff that is nothing but just, oh look, we painted this black or we painted this simple fucking thing on there. Valorant does the same thing where they're charging people fucking like $50 for blue. It's fucking blue. You know how hard it is to do that? Not really fucking hard. I know people who do skins for like World of Tanks and all that stuff, and it's like you literally just take the template and just go, oh, now it's black. Give me $5, please. Yeah, that's bullshit. That literally takes close to no effort. And yet they're wanting to charge you for it. And it's like back in the day, stuff like that would be free because that would be part of the game's customization system. Now these companies are taking out huge chunks and fucking charging you for it. Like if they did stuff creative, like honestly, some of the stuff they're doing with their like I guess their season pass thing where you have to play through on 76, that stuff looks cool. I wouldn't mind actually buying that in the fucking in-game store because this stuff actually looks cool and looks like it took fucking effort. The other stuff literally looked as though they just kind of like slapped that shit on like a on stuff with no effort and just like money please. I make colors. Type of thing. Just slap a Bethesda logo on like blue and just like I make a color. Um, or in some cases where like involves one that easily points out like that sticks out to me is they had it where it's like four base hunters, I believed, and like three base creatures, but they kept on adding more shit because their game didn't have fucking content. And it's like if your game doesn't have fucking content and you're having to charge people for more content, there's something wrong fucking there. But they were charging for all these extra characters. So what to do? You had to make it to where so where people could justify buying these extra characters because your game's shit. And the characters weren't balanced at all. So it was basically pay to win. Um Example of I would say non-pay to win stuff. World of Tanks does it at times where they'll make like tanks that were like prototypes or whatever, or stuff that really doesn't fit in the game system, and they'll kind of put it in there. Um, like this Scorpion tank destroyer, or like the IS-3A or the IS-6, where it's like there's really no purpose for it being in the game, but some of them, some of them have are better than others. I'll openly admit that. Where it's like this weird, unique thing where it's like, we don't know where to fit it, and I wouldn't say they're pay to win. I think at points in time they have been extremely unbalanced, like the Type 59 when it first came out, and you had the Type 59 wolf packs. And if anybody remembers those days, oh my god, that was fucking horrible. Because basically the meta of that game switched to Type 59 everywhere, where it would be like whole teams would like it would be like literally a whole team of Type 59 just swarming the map and killing everybody with little to no effort. Um, because it was basically a tier 8 T54, which at that point in time the T54 was OP. Because yay, they're not using the proper armor values of the production version. They're using the early prototype version, which didn't get the mobility they put in the fucking game that it gets. Another shout out for somebody who does it wrong. Fuck you, War Thunder. No, seriously, fuck you. Whenever you bring out new content for your tanks and just why quit playing your fucking game. Besides, it was bad at times and buggy, and your content creator system is absolute bullshit because you're literally trying to control every piece of thing that comes out. Because fuck you. Um, is if you didn't play War Thunder, whenever they introduce like a new tank line or something, they made it to where like tanks. Everybody was hyped about tanks because fucking tanks. Well, World of Tanks killer stuff like that because there's not that many like tank based games. Um, they had it to where they unlocked this shit by tiers. And you didn't know when they would unlock from tier 1 to tier 2 to tier 3 to tier 4, stuff like that. Because why? Because their pants on head stupidly greedy. So what you could do to get around that is, hey, if you buy this pack with this stupid tank in it, we'll make it to where you can unlock the whole thing. But don't buy like the base pack, because that tank is shit. Oh, look at this. This is a tank you want. Ah, dingle dingle. Oh, look, this is like $20. Why not? Don't buy the $5 thing. Buy the $20 thing, because it got this tank that looks cool in it. Because if you want to make any progress on this tank line without having to wait for us to constantly punch you in the balls, we're gonna constantly be punching you in the balls the whole time that you're doing this. You gotta give us money, cause fuck you, give us money. On top of our extremely grindy as fuck game, where our mechanics make no sense whatsoever, where you have to grind to unlock the ability to repair your fucking tank. So if you don't have that ability unlocked, you're pretty much fucked if you take almost any hit, because almost any hit disables parts of your tank. And you better hope and pray it's not a part of a tank that your tank that's key, like your turret ring being jammed or your tracks falling off, because that means you can't move or really shoot. You know, that bullshit. I'm trying to think of another one because I just lost my thing in that. I did not expect to go 1641 in this. So I have pointless transactions. Um, Flashlights and suppressors in game. I had one other one, but I can't think of it. Oh, I just thought of it again. This happens in almost so much shit, and it's the key of bad writing. And this is not what I'm gonna end it on, because again, a lot of people don't go in this much detail. I think when they do their like top 10 reasons list, because I see like a bunch of them, even with top 10, they go like 20 minutes tops, and I'm already hitting 17. Um, Yay, meta. Um, it's just this the ultimate key to bad writing in video games or movies. And it's literally fucking just explain the shit. Like, I don't know how many times, and I know every single one body that's probably listening to this video can give me an example of a fucking movie or video game where it's literally, well, what's going on? I can't say. Why? I just can't say. I had to do bad things because of stuff, and yeah, and it's like, and also I kind of want to kind of tie this into call the fucking police too. So it's just fucking talk to people slash call the goddamn police. Um, because it's that thing where it's like this could easily be solved by calling the police or explaining what's happening to somebody close to you, instead of this, it's a mystery what's happening, this guy's doing all this stuff and you just don't know why, and it's just because he's in this plot where like somebody's manipulating him or some stupid shit like that. And if he literally explains to any fucking body what's going on, he could get help, but nah, he can't do that. And it's just like, no. Like, at points in time, it's just like, no, stop. Like, shit's happening in the movie where it's like, you doing it by yourself makes no fucking sense. Or, like, they go ass hat backwards to, like, where they don't tell other people. Or they don't tell the proper people. Like, how many like horror games or movies or other stuff where it's like, if the motherfucker just went to the cops and said, hey, this is happening, here's proof of it. Or if you don't believe me, hey, this is happening, but just be cautious of it, it's probably gonna happen. And the police can't be like, oh, it's like, yo, like, hey, my friend just died because of these things. And like, I know you don't believe me, but like, shit's happening out there, and like, something's bad about to happen. Like, they like a lot of them don't even try that. Like, I'll get like a big thumbs up for if you actually give a logical reasoning. If your character like goes and tells the cops, and the cops kind of like laugh, or the people don't believe them because at least you tried, instead of just going, they're not gonna do shit at all, which is like lazy as fuck in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I got some other stuff, but again, this video is going a little bit longer than I thought it would because I wasn't expecting to go into as many rants as I was. Um, but I could possibly do another video on this because I think there's a couple more things I could do, and I could probably get some other people to give me stuff because I just thought of another one right off the top of my head, which I want to kind of say, but no, I'll save it for another video in case this goes, in case like this is something people like. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, comment on some stuff that makes you mad about games. Do you agree with what I've said so far? Do you think I left some stuff out? Again, if you thought I left some stuff out, just comment. Just tell me some of the stuff. It may be something that I'm holding on to right now. Or, am I completely full of shit? You can tell me that. But anyway, that's kind of been my thought on stuff, and me basically on a soapbox of shit I hate. That I see like becoming a like have has become like a common fucking thing that I wish would go away, to the point where it's like literally like pop culture now, and it just makes me shudder every single time I see it. Um but anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. This video's gone way longer than I expected to go, with way fewer like points than I thought it was. But anyway, until next time, guys, I'll see you on the soapbox.